Hello, everyone. Once again, good morning, good afternoon, as per your respective time zone. On behalf of entire Mastech Managed Services team, would like to welcome you all to this 25 Finance Advisory webinar session. This important session is to keep you fully synchronized with new features and functionalities as a part of this course release which Oracle provides. My name is Hardik Patel. I'm an operations manager here at Mastech Managed Services team. Today, I'm your host for this session, and I'm glad to introduce my colleague, Monica Sadu, who's part finance team at Mastech. Today, she'll take us through all the cloud financial updates for 25B quarter release. Today's session is planned for around 45 to 60 minutes, so we'll make sure that we also leave some time to answer any questions you may have at the end. We also have panelists available, Aditi Agrawal, so you can ask any questions through chat or question panel if you may have. Before we move to the agenda, let's have a quick look at the important disclaimer. So we'd like to convey you our approach towards Oracle Update in a very, very simpler method. We'll be taking you through vital analysis of the features which we're going to present to you today. We'll be taking you through the detailed analysis on incorporating our new features and updates easily into your system. We'll also sync you on any bugs or known issues if there are any. And we'll be also taking the closing note along with the Q&A as well. So in case if you have any question, meanwhile or later, do ask through chat or question panel. Just to give you a glimpse on how we have crafted the structure of this session. So first thing is list of new features coming into 25B, detailing on features so you get brief understanding on what new features are all about. Next one is what are the business benefits and important takeaway for you as decision maker. There are 4 components where we have done in-depth analysis of the features which we are going to present to you today. The first one is going to be impact level analysis, which demonstrates the impact on. If it's a low impact, then regression testing can be avoided. If it's a high impact, we need to opt for regression testing. The second one, which is we all are aware, there are some features which are by default auto-enabled by Oracle, and there are some which we need to opt for. The third one highlights the nature of the feature. There will be certain configuration which may be required and some can be used without any changes. And last one, which is the quick win. This term we simply use to convey that what is ready to use by investing minimum amount of time and what requires significant amount of time and efforts to make use of this feature. With this, I'll be handing over to my colleague, Monica. She'll be taking you through today's Cloud Financial Session 25B. Thank you, Monica. You can unmute yourself and stay solid. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, thank you for the introduction, Hardik. Hello, everyone. I am Monica and I work as a finance consultant at Mastech. Let's go through the new features released by Oracle in 25B. First one is Redwood collaboration messaging definitions. We all know that Oracle has introduced the Redwood design system, aiming to revolutionize the user experience across its applications. The Redwood system brings a fresh, modern interface to Oracle, ensuring a seamless and engaging experience for users. In relation to it, Oracle has allowed us to view the collaboration messaging definitions in Redwood style, transforming the way we interact with and manage daily tasks. To enable this feature, you just need to add a profile value, which is incredibly simple and its impact level is low. And it is definitely going to be a quick win. First screenshot shows how the existing collaboration messaging definitions look in Redwood style. And click on the add if you want to add a new collaboration message definition. The second screenshot shows how the duplicate export transformation package configure email properties for collaboration messages in Redwood style. The next feature is Redwood collaboration messaging notifications. You can now receive your workflow notifications for collaboration messaging in a Redwood style. The updated notifications that you can receive are for B2B messages that were not successfully processed. These are messages that end in error, B2B error, or failed status. Notifications may also be received from messages that were skipped or cancelled during the processing. We no need to do anything to enable this feature as it is delivered enabled and hence impact level is low and it is a quick win. Screenshot shows the information displayed in the notification such as message ID, status, status date, error details, service provider, trading partner, supplier or customer, which allows us for quick analysis. This is the Redwood style notification for a purchase order that has an error status. Moving on to the next feature, lease approval history. Please note that this feature was adapted from the Idea Lab. This is one of the much awaited feature for the customers who implemented the lease module in order to view the lease approval history in Manage Lease page. In previous releases, the absence of an approval history has no clear visibility into verify who approved, amended, or terminated the lease, etc. Now Oracle has introduced an option to view the lease approval history. This feature helps the customers to fulfill their audit requirements and provides a complete record of lease transaction approval history, bookings, amendments, and terminations, etc. You have to opt in to enable this feature and no setups are required and it is a quick win. In the screenshot, you can see you got an option to view approvals under History tab, and in the submission history, you can see date of transaction submitted for approval, transaction approvers, user who submitted the transaction for approval, dates a transaction was approved. The next feature is lease approval workflow improvements. This feature was also adapted from Idea Lab. Oracle has brought ability to route lease workflow based on business unit. In previous releases, lease attributes include legal entity abstracted by assigned to, asset type, lease type, amendment subtype, and account classification. Now, business unit attribute is also available. Business will have more control when approval rules are configured based on business unit. Along with that, lease approval notification now enables approvers to navigate to the lease and review lease details before approving. You no need to do anything to enable this feature as it is delivered enabled and it is a quick win. From the screenshot, you can see view option available in the lease notification. Click on the view button to view the lease details page as shown in the second screenshot. Moving on to the next feature, lease payment processing exception management. This feature enables users to review the lease payment exceptions and reprocess the lease payment that are failed to interface with payables from Manage Expense Payments page. This option helps the business in reducing their efforts to pay suppliers and lessors for lease-related charges and enhances the automation of lease payment processing that helps in resolving the errors. You have to opt in to enable this feature and it's a quick win. As shown in the screenshot, you have to select yes for show payables exception only to search for lease payments that have export status set to interface but were not successfully imported into payables and deleted from the payables interface. And then select the reprocess payments action to update the export status to pending and mark the lease payments as ready for processing to payables. And then we need to run the expense lease payments process to interface the payments to payables. Moving on to the next feature, automated rent increases for revenue leases. Please note that this feature was adapted from Idea Lab. Revenue leases typically involve rental increases over time as outlined in the lease agreement. These increases are often determined by either a fixed percentage or based on a consumer price index. In the latest release, Oracle has introduced a valuable feature that allows for the automatic capture of rent increases in revenue leases, which streamlines the process. Previously, without this option, customers were required to manually update the lease rent in lease agreement whenever an increase occurred. This manual process was prone to errors and increased administrative overhead. With the new automated increase feature, manual intervention is significantly reduced, helping to minimize data entry errors and improve accuracy in lease management and better control over billing lessees with automated calculations. You have to opt in to enable this feature, and it is a quick win. First screenshot is the Create Revenue Payment Increase Agreement template page, where we will provide the fixed percentage of increase. In the other screenshot is the lease details page, where we will provide payment increase applicable as yes. And then, as shown in the third screenshot, create payment increase agreement by selecting the agreement template name, which we have already created. After that, create on generate payment increase under actions as shown here. Here we can see the payment amount got increased at a fixed percentage of 10% increase as mentioned in the lease agreement. The next feature is Lease Miscellaneous Payments Import. In earlier releases, miscellaneous payments had to be entered manually, which was a tedious and time-consuming task for lease administrators, especially when dealing with multiple payments across several leases. To address this challenge, Oracle has introduced a highly anticipated feature in the current release that allows lease administrators to capture miscellaneous payments in bulk for multiple leases at once. With the introduction of FPDI, administrators can now streamline the process by importing payments in bulk, significantly reducing manual effort and improving accuracy and efficiency. You have to opt in to enable this feature, and it is a quick win. Screenshot shows steps to import miscellaneous lease-related charges for expense leases, where you have to select Import under Action Type and Miscellaneous Payments under Import Type, and then submit the process named Process Lease Actions. The next screenshot shows steps to import miscellaneous lease-related charges for revenue leases, where you have to select Import Revenue Leases under Action Type and Miscellaneous Payments under Subaction Type, and submit the process named Process Properties and Revenue Lease Actions. After these processes, lease administrators can then approve the payments and submit them for transfer to payables or receivables. The next feature in Assets module is Asset Transfer to another book. This feature enables you to seamlessly transfer a fixed asset from one entity, location, or from one employee to another across different asset books. And earlier this feature was not available, where we are manually retiring the asset in one book and performing addition in another book. Now Oracle has automated these transfers through gross method and net book value method. In the gross method, total asset value will be transferred from one asset book to another asset book, and in NBV method, only the net book value will be transferred by retiring in source book and as in addition in destination book automatically. This process helps the business by seamlessly transferring assets between books and helps in automatic generation of intercompany entries, and helps in eliminating the need of manual retirements and additions in separate books, which supports smoother audit trails. This can be enabled by opt-in feature, and regression testing is required to verify the accounting process. Hence, it is not a quick win. Screenshot shows the opt-in feature in financials, and in the second screenshot, we need to enable allow transfer to another book in manage assets book page. The third screenshot shows how the transfer of assets appear in assets inquiry page, which highlights the source book and destination book. And with that, we have covered 25B features for assets module. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop your questions in the chat box. Our panelists will be happy to answer them. Okay, let's move on to the next feature in Payables module. It is list of values for tax and accounting attributes in ADFDI spreadsheet. Please note that this feature was adopted from Idea Lab. Previously, data for certain columns in ADFDI spreadsheet related to tax and accounting attributes could only be entered as a free text. As a result, when Payables users submitted invoices, the invoices often got stuck in the interface and errored out due to discrepancies between the system data and free text entries made by the users. To resolve this issue, Oracle has now introduced a list of values for these columns. Users can now select the correct value from the drop-down list, ensuring more accurate data entry and eliminating the chances of errors caused by mismatched data. You no need to do anything to enable this feature, and it is a quick win. Screenshot shows the column names for which LOVs are added. The next feature is PO matched invoice edits on Edit Invoice user interface for ISP invoices. This feature enhances invoice processing efficiency by allowing Payables users to edit PO matched supplier invoices directly in the Edit Invoice user interface instead of canceling and requesting resubmission. Payable users can change the invoice number, cancel an existing invoice line or add a new lines, edit the invoice amount as needed after making changes, modify the tax classification, which updates the invoice amount accordingly. This updates helps maintain the original invoice number and significantly reduces manual effort for account payable teams to correct the errors and enhances overall invoice processing accuracy by retaining the original invoice numbers. You no need to do anything to enable this feature, and it is a quick win. Moving on to the next feature, integrated virtual card payments for supplier invoices. Oracle Cloud Payables now includes a virtual payment feature which enables businesses to make secure, streamlined payments to vendors using virtual card numbers. This feature enhances the payment process by automating and securing payments while offering full integration with Oracle ERP systems. This solution allows businesses to generate one-time use virtual card numbers for vendors, making payments faster and more secure. These virtual cards function like regular credit cards but are more flexible and secure, especially when dealing with suppliers or payments that require a high level of control. This feature eliminates the need to store suppliers' bank account information and overrides the traditional ACH, wire, or check payment methods. And it improves payment tracking with acknowledgement notification in ERP. The embedded virtual card program supports the new payment method with several participating banks globally. Regression testing is required for this feature in the test environment before moving to production, and hence it cannot be a quick win. And with that, we have covered 25B features for Payables module. If you have any questions, please drop your questions in the chat box. Let's move on to the next feature in Receivables module. It is manual creation and application of prepayment invoices. Countries with transactional taxes legally require companies to issue a taxable document following or preceding the actual advance payment. The document is commonly called customer prepayment invoice. You create prepayment invoices to record advance payments against sales invoices. For example, a sales order or purchase order for goods and services. With Oracle's earlier release 24b, Oracle has introduced a feature that allows users to import prepayment invoices using the auto invoice FPDI process. But users also had to rely on FPDI for application of prepayments. This process was time consuming and less efficient, requiring users to prepare multiple templates for both importing and applying prepayments, even though there are small number of prepayments. The 25B update addresses this by enabling manual creation and application of prepayment invoices, offering a more direct and user-friendly approach. Before you create and apply prepayment invoices manually, create a prepayment receivable activity and set up prepayment transaction types. This will be the steps to enable this feature, and regression testing is required to check the prepayment applications to sales invoices are done properly. Moving on to the next feature, email of open transactions to customers. This feature allows collection users to directly send open transaction to customer contacts from the collections dashboard. During interactions between the collection agent and the customer, if the customer requests updated invoice information, the collection team can now easily send the updated invoice right from the dashboard, without the need to toggle between the invoice and collection pages, and this improves the ongoing communication between the collections agent and the customer about collectible amounts, which streamlines the process and improves efficiency by eliminating unnecessary navigation. You no need to do anything to enable this feature, and as a prerequisite, you have to enable a lookup code AR store printed transactions in AR features, and it is a quick win. And with that, we have covered 25B features for receivables module. If you have any questions, please drop your questions in the chat box. Let's move on to the next feature in cash management module. It is embedded banking services with PNC Bank. In previous releases, Oracle introduced a seamless integration with ERP for customers using JP Morgan bank accounts, enabling direct connectivity between the bank and the ERP system. This was a revolutionary feature in the ERP space, offering a comprehensive solution that automates bank account onboarding, seeded ISO payment templates, funds capture and disbursement transmission, bank statement retrieval and reconciliation. This integration significantly reduces manual efforts and streamlines banking operations with the ERP system. In the current release, PNC Bank has been added to this integration list, meaning both JP Morgan and PNC Bank are now supported. Further expanding the capabilities of this powerful feature, the solution includes ready-to-use connectivity between Oracle and PNC Bank for US and Canada customers. To enable this feature, we need to log a service request with Oracle, and regression testing is required for this process, and hence it cannot be called as a quick win. Moving on to the next feature, embedded banking services with JP Morgan for real-time bank balances. Building on the previous feature, Oracle has further enhanced its banking integration by embedding JP Morgan's banking services. In the current release, customers can now view real-time bank account balances directly within ERP, providing greater visibility and improving financial management. This also covers the synchronization of all bank account master data, setting up automation for funds capture and disbursement, and enabling continuous retrieval, processing, and reconciliation of bank statements. The integration further streamlines the onboarding process by automatically setting up connectivity and importing the bank account master data. This feature helps the business to enhance fraud detection and prevent by quickly identifying unusual bank balances, allowing for faster responses to potential threats. To enable this feature, you need to follow certain steps as shown in the next slide, like creation of a profile code, setting up profile option value, enable real-time balances dev opt-in, load bank account onboarding data file, and enabling real-time balance processing, etc. Regression testing is required for this process and hence it cannot be called as a quick win. With that, we have covered 25B features for cash management module. And there are some service excellence continuing investments by Oracle that has a focus on overall usability, resiliency, performance, and security. This work is based on monitoring performance trends, reviewing common use patterns, analyzing service requests, and participating in many discussions with their customers. The first one is Manage Auto Invoice Lines spreadsheet that has been enhanced to prevent the deletion of interface lines that originate from Oracle Fusion Order Management. This prevents users from accidentally delete the auto invoice lines, which are interfaced from order management. Earlier to the release, users were able to delete the auto invoice lines, which resulted in mismatch between the orders shipped and billed in the accounts receivables. This feature helps users for more efficient reconciliation between order management and receivables billing. The second one is automatically increment the values of from print date and to print date of the print receivable transactions process when the process run is scheduled. Earlier to this, print receivable transactions program need to be run manually date-wise to send customer invoices to email IDs automatically. This feature helps to automate this task by adding increment date parameters while scheduling the print receivable transactions program. You no need to do anything to enable this feature and it is a quick win. In addition to above, there are also some performance improved processes. Create balance forward bill process performance has been improved when there is a high volume of customer sites. Match prepayments process has been improved to handle high volume prepayment invoice matching more efficiently. That concludes the updates for 25B. From the above discussions, it's clear that many of the updates in Oracle 25B have been directly influenced by ideas submitted through Idea Lab. This highlights Oracle's ongoing commitment to actively monitor the customer suggestions and continuously improving its applications. Thank you. I'm handovering to Hardik.
Thank you, Monica, for the wonderful insights. So let's check if you have any questions there. Aditi, if you can please unmute and reconfirm if there is any question you'd like to answer.
No, Hardik, there are no questions in the chat or the questions portal.
All right. So we'd love to have a quick feedback from you on the scale of 1 to 5. where 1 means poor and 5 means very good, so that we can be improved based on your feedback. On the scale of 1 to 5, would you please rate us on the overall experience in today's session, please? Meanwhile, you give us the feedback. We'd like to keep you updated that in coming week, I will be sending you the link. You can look out for an email wherein you just with a single click you'll be taken to the page on the Mastech site, and wherein the content like recording and the presentation PDF etc. will be available for you and for your colleagues to for the reference purpose. So please do look out for an email, and if you still have any questions regarding any of the sessions or anything, please do reach out to the service delivery managers or support managers, and they'll have one-to-one connect as well, and we'll align the expert for your question. We'll be closing the poll now. Thank you so much once again, everyone. And let's have a, let me just reiterate one more time that please do look out for an email from the marketing team for this content. And once again, thank you so much, and really appreciate for your valuable time today. Thank you, and we'll be ending today's session. Thank you so much.